Okay, I suppose it's time to address the elephant in the room. We were all kind of duped by our own gaslighting. I'm going to put my hands up and say that I was completely wrong about the last video with the Year of Chaos, but at the same time, we as a community kind of fell for it, and I became a victim of groupthink. After investigating it a little bit more and then doing my own research, I could only find one instance of any article and then one other instance in another article about any mention of the Year of Chaos, and even then the second one didn't really mention it either. But as other people have let me know, and other people have tried badgering into the comments section about how wrong I am, I descended down the rabbit hole and tried investigating it and found that the Year of Chaos is actually an article released in September talking about the Year of Chaos but regarding Skaven, which has absolutely nothing to do with Warhammer 40k, of course. And then that's it. Nothing official from anything from Games Workshop about saying about the Year of Chaos. If you want some more detailed information, go and check out Kirioth's video with the link description below, as he goes into a little bit more detail about it and a little bit more research. But essentially, it's bogus. There is no Year of Chaos. Now, I will be honest and say that I am sorry. I genuinely didn't know that it was only superficial and only talking about Warhammer Sigmar, as opposed to Warhammer 40,000. And instead of it being like a year-long event, it was literally a throwaway line in an article. My guess is that somebody has actually read that and then it's just spread like wildfire, and then it's like the Mandela effect. Most people think that Looney Tunes is TOONS as opposed to TUNES, and that we as a community have kind of tricked each other into thinking that this was meant to be the Year of Chaos. I think that we as a community saw the Adepticon releases and everything else that came out for the Chaos armies, and then we said, hang on a second, like why is this not as good as it should be? Why is this not the Year of Chaos? And then because our expectations didn't meet reality, it's caused this ripple effect in the community, and now nobody knows what the hell's going on. Which is even more annoying for me, because the last thing I ever want this channel to be known for is spreading misinformation. Sadly, I can't take down the video because I put too much work into it, and because I do have a lot of opinions in that video that still remain relevant, especially about the still abysmal releases for all three of those armies. I'm not entirely sure like how this came about, but I think it's also probably a collective thing from many people that are fans of, like, say for example, Thousand Suns, that haven't really had a model refresh since before COVID, and that some of the models still look a little bit older, that they've been wanting and pining for a model refresh or an army refresh.
How long I've been waiting for this. Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
I don't think you guys walk away from this.
You just make sure people know what happened here today.
And because their Primarch was the first one to come back, like, they've been kind of left in the dust.
Ha!
So I think it was just a mixture of rumor talk, and then there actually being a pining for change within the Chaos Army lists and the way things are done. But now we have to deal with that Chaos Demons Codex is now going to be pushed into each respective Chaos Space Marine legions. And I think that because GW thought, okay, well that's good enough, we've now padded all the codexes with all the demon models, so we only just need to give out like a little bit of a taste, like one model each. I'm still going to hold to the opinion that those minis releases are still genuinely horrible, because I genuinely think that's lazy. Just because you're splitting a quarter of a book of another codex, of another army's list into another codex, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't give them some love, or at least a little bit of a refresh, or a little bit more of an update, or at least not stymie the opportunity to get creative and give some fans what they want. So that's the other reason why I'm going to be leaving that video up, is because a lot of the opinions I still hold to it, but I'll change the title out of Year of Chaos, just because I don't want to be in the business of spreading the wrong information. There's a difference between an opinion being held that's a different perspective and outright spreading misinformation, which I'm not in the business of, and I'm not happy about that. That James and I definitely don't want the channel associated to. That's going to be my final apology on it. Not that I really need to give one, but at the same time, like I said, I pride myself and this channel on trying to be the best that I can be and putting out content that you guys can actually believe in and be confident in. But other than that, I'm actually really annoyed that they have put that kind of throwaway line in the back of an article in September saying the Year of Chaos, and then it's just spread like wildfire that people were expecting 2025 to be the Year of Chaos. I don't think that's also an unreasonable jump. That's just very confusing marketing. That's very confusing messaging. And I think that a lot of people were able to be duped into it really quickly because the need was there, and because that's all the little information that people needed to go on for it to spread like wildfire. To those of you in the last video that were being kind about it and letting me know in a kind, civil way, thank you for that. And to those of you that were just trying to be overtly critical about it, that's fine too. You know, I make mistakes and I'm okay with that. This is a mistake. I'm going to rectify it, move on from it, do more research in the future. But like I said, I think it's a good commentary on where the fan base is at the moment, that some fans genuinely feel like they need a refresh for their armies in the Chaos sphere. And yeah, because I think the Year of Chaos just has a nice ring to it. It just has like that kind of appeal factor to it. Like, oh yes, things are finally going to change it up, just like it was with Cadia. But what I don't appreciate is a lot of people coming out saying, oh yeah, I never fell for it. Nah, I never fell for it. Nah, would never be me. No. I will willingly put my hands up and say that I fell for it. Not just as a content creator, but actually because I was genuinely looking forward to a shifting change with the Chaos armies, especially because I was keen for Emperor's Children, and I'm also keen to get into Thousand Suns. I was actually very excited for Thousand Suns to get some sort of refresh, as opposed to budget Stargate, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek crap. And on top of that, for Death Guard to get another character champion that they don't need.
No, this whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
And for World Eaters to just get a model that's been stuck together with different parts from different models and then say, hey, here's a new champion for you. Especially because the World Eaters army list doesn't have that much variety and they're forced to use 8-bound when they could use other things like, you know, World Eaters, Terminators, Red Butchers, that kind of thing. Regardless of the title of the last video about it being the Year of Chaos, I think that this Adepticon was quite lazy. I don't think those coin things are going to be a really interesting thing for people to go for, because the scalpers are just going to get to it and then overprice them when they resell them. And yeah, a lot of the Adepticon was not appealing to Chaos players. Space Wolf fans obviously loved it. Grey Knight fans definitely didn't, when they were just getting a insert on top of a model that already existed, and they didn't get a refresh either, considering the fact that they haven't had a refresh since the death of Osama bin Laden. But yeah, just to round out this video, I'm going to try and do better in the future with researching my videos beforehand a little bit more, as opposed to just following what the community says. Some of you have been really nice about it, some of you haven't, but you know, that's with every community. Speaking of community, please join our Discord. We're trying to build a community there where, based on good conversations and good discussions, please feel free to join. Please like and subscribe if you want to see me make better content in the future. And yeah, thank you very much. Have yourselves a lovely night.
And instead we all got collective whiplash from this. To this. I thought this was meant to be the Year of Chaos, not the Year of Trailer Park Pagans. Even non-Chaos fans were confused.
I expect nothing, and I'm still let down.
And the showing off of the special edition codexes with those magnetic Captain Planet coins.
Let our powers combine.
Autism, angry autism, lazy autism, dopamine addiction.
By your powers combined, I am
a basic Warhammer fan. Also, why do they look like the gym badges from Pokemon Sword and Shield? I don't consider this a good thing worth revealing. They will only make a handful of them, and then the scalpers will get to them, and then mark up the prices by 1,000,000%, and it'll be the Primarch books all over again. They went from 20 quid all the way up to 800.
Tell him he's dreaming.
For the glory of chaos!